Hello everyone and welcome to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today I will be doing a reading for the sign of Leo for the month of March 2024. I hope the year started out strong for you. Do let me know in the comments section how things are going. As you know, this is a general reading, so there will be parts that may not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do resonate and leave the rest for someone else. I've already meditated on the cards. I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today. In the past position, we have the Page of Cups, clarified by the Ten of Swords. In the obstacle position, we have the Magician, clarified by the Knight of Swords. In the present position, we have the Knight of Cups, clarified by the Queen of Wands. And in the future outcome position, we have the Star, clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. Really great spread, so let's get right into it. In the past position, you have the Page of Cups, clarified by the Ten of Swords, and I'm sure that you are very happy that this combination is, in fact, in the past. So, definitely there was some kind of an unpleasantness in the past, in the recent past, Leo, that is behind you. Something new has started, but this unpleasantness did leave a lingering taste in your mouth. Perhaps it was a dream that you had a lot of expectations for that didn't turn out as you expected. But on the good, on the plus side, you were able to learn a lot from that experience, especially when it comes to your emotions. Emotionally speaking, you were able to really dig deep and level up yourself emotionally. You've learned a tremendous amount in the last 12 months because you know, through the unpleasant experience, were listening to your inner voice. You were trusting your intuition, even though, because a part of you knew that the unpleasant experience is going to come to an end, and then there's going to be like a new beginning. There's going to be something that goes after that, which will bring you a new fresh outlook on the life that you're living. But definitely the emotional energy, your emotional energy was quite impacted by this experience. It could have been like an ending of a relationship. It could have been an ending of a situation. It could have been an ending of some kind that really kind of emotionally impacted you in a very strong way. You went through something and you came out on the other end. As they say, the fastest way to get to the brighter side is to go through the storm. The fastest way to end the storm is to go right through the storm. And so because of that, you were able to level up emotionally, which kind of has given you an unbelievable courage and determination. Now, we do have the Magician in the obstacle position. So definitely when the Magician appears in a challenge position, that generally says to me that there is some kind of a self-doubt that you may be experiencing in the month of March. It's not going to stop you from achieving amazing results, but you know, it's still that lingering doubt is still, however, there. Be careful with your communication in the month of March as well. Make sure that before you communicate, you really narrow down your message to make it more strong and impactful, so that you can get the best results. In the month of March, you may be kind of slow to tap into your energy, to tap into your power, but that's going to change over the course of the month, so that by the end of the month, you're going to be in a very strong position, in a very confident position, and you'll be able to manifest strongly. The magician is here to primarily warn you about operating from a place of ego. The place of ego is very selfish and narcissistic, and is concerned with materialistic things and keeping up with others, and competing sort of with others. So it's very, very important that when you make a decision, or when you go ahead with an action that you want to do, that you don't do it out of a place of ego, because you're competing, because you're trying to prove something to someone else. That comes from the place of ego. At this level of the game, Leo, you have mastered so many different things. You should be focused on your spiritual strength and power, and not allowing the outside forces to influence your inside peace. Your inside peace has been mastered by you. You have leveled up. You're stronger than you realize. So it is important to create a pause for yourself, so that you can really kind of be careful with your reaction to something that happens on the outside. And usually that happens because you are under stress. You know, when you have stress upon stress upon stress, when you have like layers and layers and layers of stress, you know, your ego kicks in, because it's just the easiest thing. You know, your mind is kind of programmed to go through shortcuts, you know. So it's up to you to be like, wait a second, I will, you know, think about it. I'm not going to react. My spiritual self, my higher self, is going to help me make the right move for me. Do be careful of illusions, because, you know, the magician can be a trickster, so don't buy into any illusions. Stay grounded. Continue operating from within your frame, and the best way to do it is to meditate, to stare at a candle, to take walks in nature. It's important to connect with spiritual side of things on a daily basis. Whatever you can do throughout your day is important to do, because, you know, the devil will always try and get you to be distracted, and always try to get you to focus and spend your energy on the wrong thing. So it's up to you to reclaim your power on a daily basis. Don't be overly critical over yourself and others as well. And the magician can also be representative of someone else's energy who is around you. So definitely be very thorough and considerate when dealing with other people's energies, and make sure that you are using your crystals and doing protection rituals. Make sure you are saging on a weekly basis at least. All of that requires energy. Remember, connecting with the source requires energy and focus and concentration. So it's important to say prayers. It's important to speak to your spiritual team, but it's also important to do things as well. Don't forget to clear your crystals in the moonlight. If you can't wait until the moonlight, use a red laser that also clears up a crystal so that it's potency remains strong. You also have the Knight of Swords in the clarifying position. Definitely you may feel impatient in the month of March, because you are reaching a pinnacle. You are reaching the star. You're becoming the star. And so a lot of times we tend to be impatient when that happens. So make sure to kind of slow your pace and stay focused. You may find yourself also with the Knight of Swords kind of impatiently wanting to always win an argument. It's important to remember that power should not be based out of ego. True power, real power, is something that you use rarely, and don't use it to crush your opponents, because that tells me that you haven't learned anything when it comes to spirituality. Character allows you to only use power sparingly, and it's important to show mercy and forgiveness to others, so that because they're also human beings. Human beings make mistakes, so it's very, very important to handle power correctly. It can be a tricky thing and very nuanced. Make sure that you really kind of like hone down your values. A lot of times people get frustrated because of something, but they really don't trace and analyze what it is truly kind of frustrates them. For many people, respect is a very important value, and when they perceive that they are disrespected by not allowing to respond, or by being ignored, or by whatever, that can create a response of anger. So make sure you really understand what values are truly important to you. And if, for example, respect or honesty or loyalty or whatever is important to you, stick to that. Make sure to surround yourself with people that understand that is important to you. Because if you're dealing with someone who doesn't understand that is a value that is important to you, then you shouldn't be dealing with them. So it's important to, kind of cleanse your energy in many different ways. It's also about what you watch. It's who you surround yourself with, and so on and so forth. But values are truly very important, and they raise your vibration when you pay attention and kind of give them life. Now, in the present position, you have the Knight of Cups, which is a great card, very positive in both personal relationships and professional aspect of your life as well. It's a good card because it really is telling me that you are remaining emotionally open. It can be quite hard to keep your heart open to new experiences, to new people. So if you're able to keep emotionally open, like keep yourself emotionally open, then that is going to really work in your favor in the long term. And I also like that with this card, the Knight of Cups, we do see the river sort of in the background flowing, representing your emotions. But it also represents energy. And what I really, really like is that there's a lot of good flow. The flow is good. You want to make sure that the flow is able to happen. Energy comes in, energy comes out. When the flow happens and there are no like walls or rocks or obstacles or something, it tells me that in the month of March, you're going to feel like you have some air under your wings. Things are going to be easier as you interact with people around you, as you're going through your day-to-day life. You will feel optimistic, you will feel happy, because you know that there's something good on its way. For some of you, it could be a message that you're going to receive either by telephone call or text or email, or some other way, but there is some kind of a great message that is going to really lift your spirits up. For others of you, there is a new offer that is going to be presented to you, a new opportunity. So definitely you're kind of stepping into more power and realizing that you have a lot more power than you thought before. You're recognizing your own power. You are learning to use your own power, because power is a complex thing. But it is kind of a changing your life, your perspective, your view for the better. You have a deeper context of life than you used to have before. There is some kind of a proposal that I do see for some of you. And the Queen of Wands in the clarifying position is kind of helping you feel more courage and more determination. She's also going to make communication with others much easier. She's going to kind of like a fairy wave her wand and help you really deliver the message, really communicate strongly, and people will respond in a positive way. People generally respond to the Queen of Wands energy very, very positively because she's such a great card. Also, you will be using more compassionate side of you in the month of March, which is really going to help you get your message across. You will feel like people are listening to what you have to say, and people are responding in the way that you want them to respond. Keep that emotional balance going as much as you can, and make sure that you're following your heart. Make sure that you really understand your heart is the primary and the most important organ in your body, and it kind of gives off the most important vibration. The heart vibration changes the world around you. If you're struggling with like your heart chakra or balancing your chakras, make sure to call the Boulder Institute, Boulder Psychic Institute, BPI? I forget what it's called, but it's Boulder Psychic Institute. Yeah, BPI. And I think they have like the cheapest readings that they do is $20, but it's an hour and a half. And sometimes I will call them, for some energy healing and whatnot. And I, of course, I'm a student at BPI, so that's how I know. But I think the cheapest reading they do is $20. And what they do is they balance your chakras. They literally go chakra by chakra by chakra. And I think you also get 2 free past lives, or 3, I can't remember. But a number of past lives where they'll tell you. They'll also tell you how old or how young your soul is. They're really amazingly professional, and the whole phone call takes about an hour and a half, and you just tend to mostly listen. They'll ask you to say your full name 3 times so that they can connect with your energy, and it's only $20, and after that hour and a half you feel so relieved, you feel so much more balanced, and so that's one of the things that you can do to help you with your energy. But I mean, it's not like a commercial or anything. I just really, I think I did it like maybe a year ago, and for me, it was a very, very uplifting experience. Now, in the future outcome position, you have the Star card clarified by the 8 of Pentacles. The Star card tells me that you are the star. You are shining very brightly. And for someone in your life, it could mean that for someone in your life, you are everything that they, can just possibly want. Like you're someone that means everything, and so for many other people, it could mean that you are getting a lot more recognition. You'll be getting a lot more recognition towards the end of March. And because of that, you're going to kind of experience a lot more higher vibration. Try and stay at that higher vibration for as long as possible. But you're definitely persevering and working hard on something. You've got the 8 of Pentacles in the clarifying position. Your standards are becoming higher and higher and higher, which is great, because it allows you to really experience the world from a different sort of point of view. You are also going to be fully motivated in the month of March, but all in all, this is an incredibly positive spread, and the month of March is going to bring you a lot of relief and a lot more emotional support and understanding than the previous 12 months. But let's see what we can clarify with the Shaman's Dream Oracle card that I pulled earlier. And we have Feast of Plenty, Choices, and Their Consequences. So definitely you will be receiving, and so it's important to remember, when you receive and receive and receive, you have to make some choices. There is going to be abundance, there is going to be high vibrational emotional support, there is going to be opportunities, there is going to be a new perspective that's going to open up a whole new world of creativity for you. But it is important to remember that choices are, it's very important how you approach choices, because a lot of times people make the same choice. You know, like you go to the restaurant and you order the same thing, you never try and order something new. It's important to be cognizant. You gotta order new thing every time. You gotta try new thing all the time. It's okay to go back to the oldie but goodie. It's okay to go back to the safe choice because you know what you're getting with it. But really, what you're supposed to be doing is not really repeating the choices that didn't work out for you in the to begin with. So if you keep like moving from one location to another location, the same thing happens, you're not learning the lesson. You first have to be aware of that. Second, you have to stop making the same choice. If you're dating the same person, like how sometimes a man or a woman will pick they have a type and they kind of keep picking the same person that doesn't really work out. You have to try new things. You have to try new choices. You have to first be aware of the choices that you've made before and how they didn't work, so you cannot repeat that choice. Otherwise you're not really learning the lesson. You gotta approach, because the universe will keep giving you the opportunity. And so it's very, very important to be keenly aware of your thoughts, because your thoughts, they are vibration. Your thoughts are like electric, and electricity is vibration. And so the universe receives the vibration that your thoughts are giving off. So you have to be really, really cognizant about the choices that you're making, including the thoughts that you are having in your head. And in order to introduce new thoughts, you have to expose yourself to new things. When you keep going back, to the same old thing, getting the same old result, it's important to really, really, really become aware of it. But I know that trying new things can be scary, especially if you fall flat on your face in front of other people. But sometimes that's just the way it happens, and it's okay, Let's see what the Mystical Wisdom card has for us, and we've got Intuition. Trust your intuition. So the first thing that comes to mind here is like this girl, this lady kind of looks like a unicorn or something, because we see this unicorn sticking out of her head. There's going to be a miracle coming to you. Something is going to work out for you. You may not be aware of it. You may kind of be aware of it, but something's going to work out for you or save you somehow. There's going to be some kind of a miracle that's going to carry you through, and you don't need to ask questions. All you need to know is to have that faith. You know that miracle is coming, and that's all the knowledge that you kind of need to understand at this moment of time, because clarity will come about. There's everything has its own time, and faith is a very, very, very important concept. If you worry, if you have anxiety, then you don't have faith. You have to say or write it down or do a ritual or what have you. You gotta let the divine know this is what needs to, this is what worries me, this is what I would like to see happen. However you want to communicate that to the divine, and then you gotta let it go. And you gotta, if you find yourself not being able to do it just yet, you gotta practice and practice and practice, and eventually you will get it down, absolutely correctly. You will, 100%. That is absolutely just going to happen. I don't know how I can, if I could look you, in the eyes and if I could make you somehow understand that, I absolutely would. But faith has your back. You are heavily protected. So the only thing you need to be focused on is making sure your heart stays open, that you stay emotionally balanced, that the energy keeps flowing, that your chakras are balanced, that your masculine energy and feminine energy inside of your body is also balanced. Doing those spiritual hygiene exercises, spiritual homework, and you will see that it will pay off in the end. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please do let me know if you did or not in the comment section. I would so appreciate it. I hope that the month of March is absolutely incredible for you, Leo, because you are going to shine like the star that you are. You are absolutely an example to many people. You inspire many people. So, it's important to recognize that strength and that power in yourself. Again, if you really enjoyed this video, please do like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.